Well, I was born and raised in Juliette. We love our peace and quiet. We love being near enough to the city that we can go to it, but far enough away that we can see all the stars in the sky. It's a small, tight-knit community, and I want people to see it as it's not just where Georgia Power is. The water in Juliette is contaminated with hexavalent chromium-6, arsenic, mercury, lead, a whole array of heavy metals that are not detectable by taste. Georgia Power was built in the late 70s. The coal ash that are in unlined ponds out there is just seeping into our groundwater supply. Everyone in Juliette is on a well. County water does not run this far out. There's no option other than buying bottled water, which gets pricey over time, especially when you have a big family like mine. There is 7 of us and 5 of us all the time here. We have to brush our teeth with bottled water. We have to cook with bottled water. We have to make sweet tea with bottled water, our coffee, everything. Up until recently, when I thought I was safe because of where I live, but apparently we aren't. My well is also contaminated. The questions I have about what has this done to my children that have been drinking this their whole life, what has it done to me? I've been drinking it my whole life. I don't think a lot of people realized what these chemicals, what all they can do to your body, what all they can do. I mean, there's a possibility that it can make people sterile. That makes me terrified for my kids who have been drinking this water for years. We wouldn't know until the time came, and problems with your teeth, to bone cancers, to rare cancers, just a whole host of physical problems, not to mention the emotional problems that comes along with that. He passed in 2002, so he had a rare form of liver cancer, and we found out on Monday that he had cancer. Wednesday there was nothing they could do, and Friday he was gone. And to know that my kids missed out on having him in their life because he was taken more than likely by the ash ponds and the contaminated water, and it makes you angry and sad, and to think that he was taken a whole lot sooner than he probably would have had it not been an issue. So it was hard. It still is. I've always loved the fact that I lived in the country, away from the hustle and bustle of city life, and that I had well water. It, number one, doesn't taste like chlorine. To now know that I'd much rather drink the chlorine-smelling water than water that's contained with all these heavy metals that, are harmful. There are some people that have the wrong idea that we want the plant to shut down. I don't want it to shut down. I don't want people to lose their livelihood. All the people that depend on Georgia Power to provide them with electricity. I just want them to do the right thing, get us clean water. We've been researching on ways that we can get the heavy metals out of our well. Reverse osmosis so far is about the only one. To run county water out here, I'm not sure how long it would take because they would have to start somewhere. The further out you are, the longer I'm assuming it would take to get here, and it's very costly. The biggest way to fix this problem is to line the ash ponds that are currently housing the ash for the last 40 years. Don't cap it and leave that in there to continue polluting our water table. There's been some that are opposed to what we're trying to get Georgia Power to do. They've, told us, well, if you don't like it, move. How do you just move? It's not about money. I don't want money. I just want clean water. I want water that I know that I can drink and I'd be okay with drinking it. Clean it up. Make it to where in 30 or 40 years, when I'm almost old and gone, that the water could possibly, maybe, hopefully be clean by then for the future generations.